Hi and welcome. My name is Katrina and this is our Vampire the Masquerade stream, The Interludes. We are currently focusing on a story with two of our players and it's called The Guest. And before we start this evening's very interesting episode, I would very much like them to introduce themselves as well as their players. Character. Fuck! Shit! Fan! En gang til! Visste jeg kom til å gjøre det. Ja, shut up! Nå skal jeg gjøre det. Hi and welcome. My name is Katrina and this is our Vampire the Masquerade stream, The Interludes. Scenes that take place between the end of Season 2 and the start of Season 3. Currently we are focusing on a story that involves two of my players called The Guest. And before we start this evening very interesting episode, I would like them as per usual to introduce themselves as well as their characters.
Hi, I'm Marianne. I play Siobhan Price. Yay! 10th generation Toreador. Yes.
Hi, I'm Tarjei. I'm playing Christopher Masters, a 10th generation Ventru and Prince of the City.
And now, the viewers, we have talked, gushed and hinted about a guest. And with no more delays or hinting, I would like the guest to introduce himself as well as his character.
Hello, I'm Daniel. I was on one of the previous adventures, not in Vampire Masquerade, but when we had our little turn to Ravenloft. Now I am showing up as Jonathan.
Yes, he's Jonathan.
Hello, Jonathan.
And I don't want to say any more than that.
No,
'cause
and
I
he
think-
shouldn't, not yet. He's Jonathan. All games needs a Jonathan. Well, let's jump into it when we are finally have our guest here. So,
This cannot be good.
Of course it can't.
This evening's episode is going to start early in the new night, as you have left the prior night very early, as you two arise from your unnatural slumber, and you may, as per usual, do your rouse checks, please.
I'm going to do an additional to try to get rid of some
Is
more
he doing
damage.
his right check? No, okay.
I can roll some dice.
I'm a little hungrier,
Yeah,
but
I got some
I
dice.
ate the night before, so I'm not that hungry. Just a little peckish. Just a tiny bit.
Unfortunately, I managed to pass both mine, so I don't get ravenously hungry, which I would have had I failed both, but all is good.
Right.
In the hood.
Don't need to send out for some snack.
Snacky snack. Well, not both of you. Well, the prince himself will not attend this little occult soiree at the Museum of Fine Arts. This will only be Shiv's shindig.
He's
Anything
not
she
invited.
wants... He's not invited. Anything she wants to do before time passes?
I think I would have sent Eve to Hashimoto with a little envelope with some blood from the Callisto for testing. And I think also there's probably been an invite to the Crow to meet with her prior to this event. At her private quarters, yeah.
Yeah, so you can travel together.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And not with Sakura.
No,
Only
because
the
she
Crow.
wanted to arrive as her own and not as my enforcer, so
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well then, we're just going to have a quick gander at the prince. Is his physique improved since the prior night? Or is he still being...
Wiggle toes. Yes, toes can wiggle. Barely move feet.
Can I
Swing
snack
up.
on Eve before I go? Sorry.
Yes, you may. Your little ghoul, because she loves you. and
But
she
she
wants-
enjoys it.
She does.
Sorry.
They love that.
Make her roll a willpower to see if he can stop.
Hey! No, this is
I want to
just
meet
a
number
regular
4. I want to
meeting.
meet number 4.
It's
We have had
so
enough
boring. I don't think I
sacrifices
need
for a
to
while.
roll.
It's just Eve. It's like what is it?
It's like drinking lukewarm milk. I don't know. It's boring.
Yeah, it's cereal. It's boring.
Or you're just gonna
It's just
call
something
them
you
all
have
Eve
to
from
do
now on,
to
'cause
get
that
up
would
in
be
the
easier.
morning. It's
Right.
like I would rather have a cup of coffee, but I have
Well, there you go.
lukewarm milk.
Well, then we're gonna have a little bit with the prince before the guest makes his first appearance to this story. So, Mr. Masters, does he call upon anyone as he is getting ready for the day? You can actually swing out. You can move a bit if you are like leaning on a walker.
Yeah, lean on the wall, but I call again. Get someone to ship up a cane, or do I need crutches, or is cane okay?
I'll be gentle. You can if you both hands on a cane and it goes very slowly, you can do it.
Okay. And it strikes him, yes, actually, I want a cane as an accessory either way, like from when he's getting better as well. But, or when he's having his little accident. But he needs it to have a little detachment, a little cane.
We're going gothic. We're doing a Victorian cane sword.
Yes, and he wanted it made in silver.
Sire.
Hashtag the strain.
Is he calling upon JJ or anyone else? She knows
Yeah, he
that
calls JJ. She has got a meeting and he's got an envelope he needs for her to bring with her and deliver to the Queen of Bones after the meeting is done.
All right, we'll do that as a last bit of scene with Mr. Masters. You're sitting in your office. Are you sitting down in the dining room, which has been used as an office?
I think he's actually managed to force himself to walk all the way to the library and sit down there waiting for her to force himself to move as much as possible, enjoying being able to stand erect once more.
JJ walks in. She's wearing a grey suit, white shirt, slightly open, not much. She's always demure, very androgynous always in her attire. And she bows, my liege.
Ah, excellent. You're ready for the meeting, I see. I have a letter here I would like you to deliver to the Queen of Bones after the meeting is done, if you'd be so kind.
Of course.
And also, you're going to be at the museums. Could you peruse the armor section of the place? See if they have any color armor there. I would like to have some made. I think it's time to think a bit more about protection in case of things happening. To have some discreet protectionary items added to my wardrobe in the future.
She looks odd. Sire.
Anti-biting, essentially, to protect the neck.
Yeah, of course, my liege. But we have access to proper modern armory.
Have we made such things? Interesting. I like.
She looks really weird. Am I bringing you an armor?
Something who's able to resist fangs is essentially what I'd like. So
a proper Kevlar neck.
Yeah, something thick, thick material.
Like stuff that a bomb squad would use.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, I can arrange that. But are we worried yet again, my liege, for another attack?
No, but I would like to be prepared for an eventuality in the future.
Again, she's been looking a little bit more unsettled than suspicious. Not suspicious, but worried with your more erratic.
As a mother hen is.
Yes, JJ is always looking after the young prince.
And be careful. It's a meeting. I don't think anything will go wrong, but I think things might be. I don't think anyone will do anything at the museum, but.
Of course not. That would be on one person's doom. It is sacred ground, my lord.
But if things goes badly, some might hold grudges.
That comes with the territory. There is seldom an interaction between our kind that is not left someone with some sort of a bruised physical or mental.
So I haven't noticed. Fortunately, it doesn't seem that I have to deal with anyone today, so. Yes, excellent. I'll be reviewing the papers here at the mansion and stay put.
Excellent. Leash, if anything else occurs that needs your attention, I will call upon you immediately.
Excellent.
And I will be sure to
Well,
deliver the letter with proper etiquette.
thank you very much.
Shabbat.
Good speed.
Evening.
And he
Leash.
waits, looks at the window to see her drive off. What would Ferris Bueller do?
Well, on that note, the camera is going to pan out from the master's estate into now a very clear night sky. Somewhere else, someone minding their own business, going about their life, feels an unnatural pull. Beyond the hedge and the gauntlet and the ether, someone says something that they should not. They utter words that are not for them. It's like a sweet, horrible whisper that turns into a thunder, like lightning. It strikes at the core of Jonathan. And he knows when these words are uttered, he will be swiftly and brutally transported to somewhere he does not know. It might be friends, it might be foes. Certainly it's not going to be comfortable. Before Jonathan is transported, there's a scene set, deep down below, close to Cop Hill, in the dark throne, as the Queen herself, giddy and giggling, with baby girl curled up at her feet, she smiles at her William, her beloved boy. The look at her side, smiling eagerly. There's another there, frowning, arms crossed, hoops dangling from her ears. Will this be sufficient for you, Queen? Are we in agreement now? I have given you the most precious thing that I could have possibly have given you. Oh, yes, sweetie. When the time comes, we are in agreement. You could almost call us friends. The other one stares at them. Never friends, Queen. Never friends. She turns on her heels and leaves. On the floor, a ring of ash and salt and fresh flowers are gathered in symbols. Words are being uttered by the Queen as she holds a little scroll and a tomb. Candles are lit. William steps back, uncomfortable, feeling a little tug inside. His markings ache. Baby girl hisses at him. She doesn't like the competition of another. She's the first child, after all. He will always be the second bastard. The luck helps the Queen as best he can. And then she utters a name that should not be spoken, and certainly not by an undead. The room shakes. It smells of vanilla and herb and the forbidden thing. There's little purple sparks in the center of the ring. And then a crack, and then a big bright light, as someone magically appears, and a body flops on the floor. On the floor is a man. He's laying there. He's breathing weird. He's trying to move. He's blinking oddly. But he really can't move. You can describe him now, Daniel.
Jonathan?
Yes. On the floor. Jonathan on the floor.
Jonathan on the floor, yes. On the floor in a suit that definitely should have either been sent to a dry cleaner or changed long ago. In a dark, short hair, quite ruffled and dirty. He's a decently tall man, about 180, 185. Brown, hazel eyes, and pale skin. It looks tired, almost like he'd been up for at least maybe 2 or 3 days with no sleep.
A wretched thing indeed. But Jonathan is not the focus, and this is not why the queen herself is grinning. She stands there in her black gowns, her bosom perky, but then again from the neck up. She's a horrible thing. No nose, almost like a mummified corpse, with this weird updo of a wig with a crown on top. She stares at this creature now standing, beckoned and called, into this magical ritual. This is not Jonathan. This is not who she called. This is someone completely different. And before he's going to describe how he really looks like, she says, Autumn night, Prince of Daggers, I have called upon you, as is written, as is law.
I just had him cleaned about a week ago.
Never mind, we can spruce him up for you. Prince of Fall.
Wretched thing.
And now you can describe how you really look like.
In a dark cloak with a hood up. Out from the hood some long, long pointed ears. Under the hood are 2 yellow, bright, almost burning eyes that light up. A slightly crooked nose, the skin pale but slightly greenish. When he talks, his mouth opens too wide, uncomfortably so, almost as if all the way up to the ears. The teeth sharp and jagged, so not in place that it's hard to tell if there's actually 2 rows or if they're just that broken. Long limbs, unnaturally so, and unsettlingly so as well. He stands up to his full length, quite tall, almost around 3 meters. You can see the arms that go, just the elbows almost reaching his own hips, but his hands go up and he can still scratch his own chin with long fingers that goes out into a point, almost into claws.
I thank thee. Not that you had a choice, but etiquette nonetheless, Prince of Daggers. You have been beckoned, and I have need of you. I'm calling upon the old laws, and I know you are banished.
You call upon the old laws, yes, but that means I will only appear. It does not mean I will do your bidding.
Oh, dearest Prince, of course not, of course not. She walks to the side. She pets baby girl, this big black crocodile, unnaturally large. She unwraps something tied in black ribbons around baby girl's neck, and she holds it, and you immediately recognize it. It's one of your father's tombs, the ones that can retell your story and how and why you were banished. I can help you, sweet prince. I can rewrite your banishment. The story can be retold in your favor, and you might return beyond the hedge, back to your house of autumn, with renown and glory.
This better not be a trick, corpse.
She flutters around. Of course not. And she snaps her fingers, and these hobos creep out from all over the place, and they don't look at you because you're terrifying to them. But they start to like move Jonathan up, and they start brushing him and brushing his hair. It's like they will spruce up your avatar. They will make him pretty again. Functional even. I have need of you, and if we can have an agreement, it will benefit both of us. You can return home autumn night. And I can have, well, I can have a bit of vengeance. Sweet, sweet vengeance. You see, I will keep this short, but to a point. There is a prince in this city. He vexes me. He vexes me a great deal. And I want to teach him a lesson, you see. He thinks I'm an old thing, that I forget and I just scuffle around my little cellars. I am not, and he has been rude. He has invited guests to the city. Another one of our kind. I want him murdered. I want your daggers to do what they do. I want a man named Castor, Philip Castor. I want him dead. And I know you are a master of trickery. Trickery that my kind has problems looking past. I want it so to look like the prince himself did it. Murdered him. On another's domain. Could you think such a thing? How fun! She claps her hands. Did you think, William? There is Adam, my boy. Come, come. He walks over and you see he looks at you. He's got dark, slick hair. He's carved in his face and you see it with your eyes. Magic, old magic has touched that boy. Dirty magic.
I take a step forward and bend down almost all the way up to his face. What happened to you, boy? Play with something you shouldn't.
He touches his face and then he clenches his fist and you see his jawline like smacks really hard shut and he just stands there, uncomfortably so, fighting an urge. If it's to fight or flee, it's uncertain, but it's entertaining nonetheless.
So, one dead in the visage of another.
It's more, you see. It's more. Because I'm giving you a great gift. I'm giving you redemption. I also think the prince is lying. I don't think the prince is the prince at all. I think the old prince is very much alive and using him as a puppet. I think the former prince is scheming. I need to know if it's true. I know you have skills to hide and find. And I will help you with this. I will introduce you as a ghoul from a very esteemed house of Berlin.
Wretched things.
Come now. Your person will suffice. They will not see past the glamour, I am sure. There is a very renowned prince. Well, he's not a prince, he's a crown prince to Berlin called Sebastian Hasberg. I would very much like you to be his ghoul. Visiting the city, seeing if it's to his liking to come visit the young prince. And you need to stay at the Y, because there is where the guests are. Feel free to feed upon whoever you wish. It's not of my business.
So, you will introduce me as this thing for another prince.
Yes, it's Bruce. It's Bruce. Autumn Night, Prince of Daggers.
And I will simply walk into his house.
Well, as a law, it's important to be introduced. I'll give you the necessary information, so it's sellable. I understood perhaps you need to see this prince to impersonate him, if I understand some of your power.
You know more than I like.
Well, I'm thorough when I want my revenge, Prince of Daggers. I have been taken for a fool before. Can we perhaps be in an agreement? Is it to your liking?
My story rewritten, not
You made
only to right up my wrong, but to make it just.
And you might return home.
I've grown weary and tired of this place. Where are we, by the way?
We are in the kingdom of Boston.
The Americas.
You were not there a mere moment ago. You think you were in Europe. It was perhaps Scandinavia. Who cares?
I was drinking.
I am sure this will benefit us both, Prince of Daggers.
It's better.
Well then let's write it down, shall we not?
All right.
She does the Fey contract.
Goes very well over it, making sure the wording is, not of that of trickery.
3 meters and he has like monocles on.
Walks over to Jonathan, goes to take something out of his inner pocket just to make sure.
When the agreement is agreed upon, gently, ever so gently, she kicks away the boundaries of the circle. And you know you now are free to move. Jonathan sits there and miraculously he looks a little bit smarter. He's been stripped down and put in a very expensive suit. And his hair is combed. He's still pale and looks like he's been on a 3-day bender. Because he's pale and he looks fucked up. But he looks like a ghoul.
You haven't looked as well in months, Jonathan. Smile a little.
Please. Let me go.
Oh, you will suffer longer.
How entertaining. This is gonna be good. Prince Daggers, I am very excited. You see, I think good fortunes have been befallen upon us. I have been invited to a get-together where you can view the target and experience one of the persons that will give you, access to where the target stays. And hopefully that will help you also getting introduction to the prince. If not, I will arrange that. But I trust your capabilities. You are the House of Autumn. You know your etiquette.
So we'll not end him at first opportunity, but...
It needs to look like the prince did it. I stress this very, very clear. It needs to be caught on cameras.
Those things, I hate them so.
I know it's trivial and well beneath you, my prince. But I will put this, and she puts a CD in the pocket of the Jonathan. With instructions. Because I need the evidence in my hands. I'm sure you can find a human to help you if need be.
The prince goes over and picks it up and and what am I supposed to do with this?
I'm sure you can maybe get that from your person. Or find persons that can help you. It's very important that I get evidence of this city's prince murdering this Philip Castor. I want this. I want this on the prince. I want him to be mine.
I do not care for your politics. But
Oh, no, he didn't. Young face.
very well, if it gives me the access I need.
Well, excellent. You will accompany me, but I will set you up in your own car, with your own everything. And the letter that, to any glare, would look like it came from Sebastian Hasberg of Berlin.
Very well.
Excellent. Oh, baby girl. William, we are elated. Ecstatic, even. We should put on a play in a week's time in honor of the Prince of Daggers. My little pets are very good at theatrics. And she points over, and there's actually a literal Victorian stage deep down here in these black obelisk catacombs.
There's an actual chuckle coming from the prince. No.
At least you find that entertaining. It's like, well, it's inspired. It's something.
Maybe there's an artist here after all.
Oh, yes. I do call myself one. She pets her really ugly wig and her little crown.
Even though you can't see it due to the how shining his eyes are, he still rolls his eyes, but though you can't. They're not enough. The shining does so the pupils can't be seen.
I like you take your body back, as you now are not bounded by the summoning spell. I'm sure. And he's spruced up. He's like a new ride.
Like, come here, Jonathan. And he sort of grabs his head and just sort of pushes himself into...
And you hear the sweet, desperate cries of your Jonathan. He's like, no, as he falls back far, far in your mind. It's like a little itch, like a forgotten memory. Like, did I leave the stove on? Is that sensation of your current Jonathan?
And he sort of looks uncomfortable until the smile of the prince again appears.
It suits you, autumn light.
This is...
Quite smart indeed. Well,
sort of goes over and starts checking all the pockets. Just
there's this CD thing and these instructions, and it's like they smell of banality. They smell of things that you do not fucking care for. It's uninspired and trivial. And on that note, the camera is gonna pan out, up, into the city of Boston. As a little bit of time passes, the camera's going to pan into the Y as Siobhan is making herself ready for the crow. And I'm sure everyone wants to love how is Siobhan Price dressed this evening.
She has on it's kind of pleated, is that what it's called? Pleated dress, like the entire thing is pleated. It's kind of over the shoulder like a cape, and it's opened all the way down to a belt, and it's a very, very long dress. It's got like colors of, it's going from like bronze to gold to silver to almost onyx. It's like, yes, ombre colored dress.
Eve gushes over you. Oh, mistress, you look divine. How can they not lay their eyes upon you and be mesmerized by your beauty and elegance?
I do love your enthusiasm, Eve, but there is other beauties than me. You know that. You realize this. I am not the only one.
I will not hear of it, mistress. They are sheep. They are grey. You are a bird of paradise, mistress. She picks off and makes sure everything is as so. There is a ring. She goes and picks it up, and she says, "Mistress, the crow is here to see."
Perfect. Send him in.
Mere moments later, the crow in all his glory. He is in his masks of 1,000 faces appearance, so you will not see how, well, you know how horrible he looks, but he looks like the professor type as he portrays himself as.
Sharp as ever.
Ah, you're too kind. You look ravishing. A vision.
Thank you. I do love this dress.
It suits you, Miss Price.
Thank you. Well, one has to play the part, right? When we have these gatherings.
I am fascinated about this gathering. I didn't see this one coming.
The gathering or the guests? I presume
Well,
you've
both.
heard about them.
Yes. That's what most of us are talking about at the moment.
I wanted, well, I wanted to see you the other night, and this is related to the guests, but I find it fitting that you would see what I want to show you now before meeting them.
No,
If you
excellent.
will follow me.
Of course.
And I'll lead him just into one, not the front room, but another room. It's a little bit more like art pieces in that. It's more office-like, yeah.
Yep.
And on the table, the painting and the scarab lies.
Gonna roll with my phone.
I was given these gifts earlier, prior to the entering of Boston. And
They are exquisite.
they are. And I presume that you know more about these than I do, but I do know a little. But I wanted to see what you had to say about them.
He picks up the scabbard, actually. He holds it almost like it's a child. Like it's a precious thing.
So similar to the feeling Siobhan had when she was.
Mm.
This
I only
speaks
heard
to you, does
rumors
it?
of this. This is one of them things that it's like seeing a mermaid. A thing that shouldn't be, but there it is. He rolls it in his hands, caresses it, then quickly puts it down, almost like his hands are being burned.
Cautious, are we? It is mesmerizing.
Yes, and I think that's a part of its allure. It's made to be. It's made to be alluring. It's made to believe that we could be something that we are not. The old gods. Tricksters. I do
you
not trust
believe
its
in its
promises. Oh, I believe in its capabilities. I don't believe that it's benevolent. I think it's
what in our world is.
I think it's a beautiful lie. From where I think it comes from and what I have learned of such a thing. Every time you use it, it takes a part of you until there's nothing left to take.
Wise words.
So
there is a reason why I wanted you to see them.
The other piece I've heard of, but I know very little. If I think it's what I think it is, it's supposed to be a mirror to oneself.
Oh. I think the words that I was described about this piece was that it could help you, well, see what you think, to give you an opportunity to go through one's plan, so to speak, before executing upon them, testing its limits and possibilities.
The principle of it is, but also again, if you stare too deeply into that pool, again, I think it's a beautiful lie.
The desert is vast.
And you might get lost in it and find yourself parched. Like an old fool, constantly thinking, could I done something differently, and constantly looking for another possibility. If I just move one piece, and in the end, if I just move one grain, what happens next? And time passes, and you end up doing nothing at all, Miss Price. Do not trust these gifts. They are lies.
I do not. But I am, well, I'm curious to their worth. If maybe they could be traded into something more interesting and more...
If I believed you to sell them, I would offer you everything I had. he says, and then he has a really weird glare, almost like a golem glare. And he's like,
Really?
I'm sorry, they have that effect on old things. But the rational part of me knows not to touch the beautiful thing.
I'll keep that in mind. I might
I am
hold you to that.
I am a scientist and I am a scholar, and to offer me something like that,
Well,
I
you
would
know
give
what
you
I'm
the
looking
skin
for.
of my teeth.
You know what I'm looking for, and if you stumble upon it, maybe we can make some sort of arrangement.
Strange. It terrifies me and pleases me at the same time, Miss Rice. I am absolutely beautifully horrified by that thought. But yes, I agree. May it seal our fate. He
Eve.
lingers and looks upon them.
Eve,
Oh
darling,
no. Yes, mistress.
will you make sure they are safe?
Of course,
I
mistress,
think we've
always.
seen enough of them for now.
Clearly. She scowls at the crow. Almost like she shushes him a little bit. The mistress has asked for space. And she takes them like boss
Eve.
bitch. Oh, sorry, mistress. Sorry. Of course.
He is our guest,
Of course.
and we treat him as such.
Of course. Pardon, Mr. Crow. I didn't know my place.
I have two other things on my mind. I mean, we can do it. It's just silly conversation pieces. We can do it in the car on our way.
Excellent.
I mean, we must soon
Excellent.
get going.
Oh, its time is nigh, and I am excited to see the guests.
Well, I'm guessing after the very alluring gifts, it does tell a little story about our guests as well, don't they?
I'm feeling very much alive. Thank
But
you, Miss
yes,
Price, for that.
well, we are aligned, we are friends, and I know my place. I know what you know, the knowledge you have, and where I might be lacking. So it's just my honor that you would want to come and actually enlighten me on such things. I do appreciate it.
Of course, always we do.
On that topic, though, do you know? Did you know what Trixie was?
I don't think anyone.
And I'm kind of putting on gloves and finding my things as I'm just throwing that out in the air.
He was like, could anyone really understand Trixie? A Malkavian.
No.
A beautiful
maybe
child.
not. She was.
Clearly he doesn't know what she was.
No, that's okay.
They walk out, you move on. You can have the conversation in the car. I'm just going to jump a little bit back and forwards. We're quickly going to check in with the prince. Is he doing anything specific?
Yeah. He's actually sending a ghoul to the Y. Though he knows it's not going to be there. He knows Shiva's not going to be there. He knows it's not going to be ready. But he's sending it there would eventually pick up an item that Siobhan Price should have made ready for him.
That's not hers. She's just offered it up to the crow.
And then he's going to call Kit Kat.
Well, excellent. We're going to do that quick conversation before I'm going to push everybody that's going to be at the event. You hear? Yes, on the phone.
Miss Kit Kat. It's Christopher's.
Falcone.
Christopher Masters.
Falcone.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I wondered if you were able to meet me tonight.
Sure. Can I get back to you?
Yeah, sure. No hurry. Hurry.
I'll call you back in a couple of hours. I know you're a night owl. Wink, wink, she says.
As long as I'm home before sunrise.
I know you don't want to lose your glass slipper. I'll make sure you're home safe and sound before.
And I don't even and I don't even turn into a pumpkin. More like pumpkin pie.
I wouldn't love it for you, but I'll for sure, no problem. There's just a little bit of hubbub going on in the library.
Oh. Any
All
trouble?
all my hunters, all their senses are going ape shit.
Does that mean that something is happening?
Cal has been saying something, like he's been shouting, "Prince, Prince, Prince." I didn't want to call you or alarm you. I don't know.
I need to talk to him. Is that possible?
Christopher, the way he is now, there's no way.
Ask him. No. Prioritize that. Maybe Amber could help. Give her a call. She might be able to land.
You call
some
Amber.
assistance.
You get to a very noisy voicemail. You know her voicemail is very like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, shit, yeah, whatever. Who are you, fucktard? Leave a fucking message, and if you're cute, I might give a shit. So yeah, 8 dicks.
Amber,
Bye."
Amber is Christopher.
Yeah.
Call Kitty Cat. Something is going down. Apparently, something involving the word prince. It makes me a bit unsettled.
You're a prince. You're always unsettled. Every night is a shitty night.
So, if they need your assistance, lend it to them. Thank you. And he hangs up.
That's the prince.
And he feels like... Yes. Perhaps. He sends a text message to JJ to call him as soon as the meeting is done.
Indeed. On that note, the camera's going to pan out and time ticks forwards to 12 o'clock. To the beautiful Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. It's a grand ass building. Of course, Shiv, Crow, you are there a little bit earlier. You've had conversations in the car. Anything that you want to relay quickly, or?
I am going to ask him questions about I'm going to show him the markings on William's forehead. That's one of the things I'm going to see if he has any knowledge about, and I'm going to ask him about how much he knew Diana and who was her closest. That sort of information. Yeah.
The markings are unfamiliar to him, quickly. Diana had lost most of her closest ones because of the calling of the blood. But she had a great love.
But in the city? Like,
No,
who she was,
no.
like, mingling with in the city? No one?
No, this was a great love. They met every decade. They would only see each other for a fortnight every decade. Like only lovers left alive kind of scenario.
Yeah, because I'm just definitely seeing that for... Except I'm seeing Aiden and Shiv. Sorry. Dreams.
The camera is just going to swirl a little bit as you enter there. Parked a little bit further down is a great, beautiful Lincoln Town car. In that car, the Prince of Daggers, Jonathan, is sitting with not the Queen, because she's in another car, but you're sitting there with Locke. The Locke, should send you a picture of him. I will. He looks almost feral. He looks not so undead as not for us, which can do rotten. He looks more like a creature, like a rat thing. And he sits there and beside you. Are you sure you have everything, creature? He does not title you nicely. He's not like the queen. It's unpleasing.
Yeah, the prince is tempted to sort of jump out of Jonathan, just put him in his place, but there's not time for that now. Well, there was no killing tonight, so just get what I told you. Make sure there's enough stakes. Make sure that the blade is sharp. Whenever I decapitate someone, I need to make sure whatever you have, prefer a curved blade, but I do not know this prince that I'm supposed to look like, so if you have any...
Yeah. We're gonna make sure you meet him. I think you kind of have to meet him.
Yeah,
it needs to be sold, like the queen needs this.
Well, still, you can try to get a weapon that you think that he would maybe use. Is that too hard to understand?
No.
I know it's not too much going on in there, and sort of just taps him on his forehead, seeing as there's nothing really circling around anymore.
You almost like he snarls.
Yeah, there's a creep. I think there's a creepy standoff going.
Yeah, there are two creeps in the car.
Two creeps in the car.
Two creeps in the car.
Definitely.
Both pointy ears, because this guy's also pointy eared.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan doesn't have it. So.
No. But you see, the lock he shifts a little bit, and you see he becomes very anonymous. Like he puts on his fancy face. He looks like no one. And it's interesting for maybe 2 seconds, and then you don't give a shit. Yours is better, anyways. It's like a creature dick swing competition. It's like, yeah, that's cute, but mine's fancier.
Well, yeah, I need party trick, sure.
You see, I have a fucking Jonathan.
Yeah,
you have one?
It's like professional magician sees someone who does like an easy like sleight of hand. Like, yeah, sure.
Look, corn out of the air.
Yeah, wow.
But then the lock, he doesn't really nudge you hard. He's like, there is one of the target that you need to be acquainted with. That is the primogen of the Tor door, Siobhan Price. She's a pretty thing, pretty thing that likes pretty things and eats pretty things.
So stark opposite of you then.
What? You're saying this is a face only a mother could love? Like almost glares at you.
Oh, you think too highly of your mother if she could be able to do that.
He laughs a little bit. Creature is funny.
As soon as he laughs, it's not funny anymore. It's just like, yeah, fuck you.
You see, again, it's an undead thing to you, but it's got a nice look to it to be an undead thing. It's got pretty colors. The dress, though, to the fae inside, that's craft, that's beauty, that's creative, that's inspired. That you can appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
That is. It's putting. I'm not going to say a beautiful thing on a poop. But not saying that. Not saying that. But it's on like a shade of a mannequin, and you just see the beauty of the.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've dressed up corpse beautifully, but it's still a corpse.
It's a dressed up corpse, basically, in your view. And they walk in.
Before he walks in, he's just like, in case they ask, since I'm new to town, where am I staying?
You have to, and it gives you like the little manila envelope where you're going to stay at the Y. You've been booked under Mr. Black.
And where was this thing at? The Y?
The Y.
Okay.
It's important that you make sure that she knows that you are of fine blood. She'll give you good rooms. He nods.
As the prince walks out, just like, you have no idea how fine blood this is.
And also, you know that you have been told by the Queen and the Lock that you expected the prince to be here. That's why you showed up here. and not directly at the Princess Manor.
Yep.
But they will understand, like, for a why, like a crown prince is sending his personal ghoul, you will be treated not like any other ghoul. You will be treated like you're fancy.
Yeah.
You're fancy. And as you walk out of the car, I'm thinking you're going from walking really weird to like.
Yeah, it goes from sitting sort of like this, because he's in a car and he's, even though he doesn't need to bend down, it's just naturally, because like it's small, but he gets up and goes like, very well, let's do this. And he just sort of changes the way he talks completely.
You're dressing up the voice. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
It goes like, yes, no, yes.
Ja, was ist los?
Yes. Ah, guten Tag, my
Guten Tag, bitte. Schöner. And I'm sure he's made up a name for himself. Oh, yes, he's Jonathan. He's Jonathan
It's always
Hasberg. Jonathan Hasberg.
Well, now it's Jonathan Black.
Jonathan Ash, yeah.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Black, isn't it? My name's under Black.
Of course
so,
it is, Jonathan Black.
Yeah.
I would like, because you are talking with the crow, talking about these things as you're walking up the stairs to the Museum of Fine Arts. I would very much like you to do a wits, let's say wits insight.
Awareness.
No, wits awareness. It's not
Yeah,
insight, it's awareness.
this
I always
time
mix
it's awareness.
And after this little scene, we're going to have a quick break.
Did I need to roll something, or did I just...
This is for her to...
Okay.
If she does anything funky,
It's
you'll...
5. So
As
I'm
you
seeing
walk-
something.
No, as you hear footsteps, and as you turn around out of the darkness, you see a quite ruggedly handsome man in a very expensive Italian suit. He's like brushing, like fixing his like tie, and he looks like he's walking with purpose. He looks like a man on a mission, and he's not unpleasant to put your eyes on. He's interesting. He's a little bit too pale, so you're not sure what he is yet. He's a bit too far off for you to see if he's got a pulse or not. But he looks at you, and you, Jonathan, you see she turns around on the steps, like holding her dress, and the crow is standing beside her, and the crow's like, "Do we know him?"
I don't believe we do. I was about to ask you the same. It does look like this gentleman... Well, he's coming straight at us, isn't he?
Not at us, Miss Price. At you, as he takes a step back. 2 or 3 steps up and just looks down at the scene.
How far away is he?
He's now 4 or 5 meters away, and I would
Okay.
she is, again, she's got really beautiful red hair. She is, to be one of the corpses, she's
okay.
she's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it's like it's interesting for him in any shape or size, but like, then again, it's interesting. That we're going to go with interesting. The dress is beautiful. She's interesting.
I was told a name and I wrote it down, but I can't see where.
Jonathan... Oh, the prince.
Siobhan Price.
Siobhan Price, yes, Price. Thank you. Miss Price, I assume. And he sort of holds out a hand.
Correctly, and I'll just...
Takes it and gives it a kiss.
Oh, he's warm to the touch. He's warm to the touch. You can hear the beast inside you. Oh, he's interesting. He smells nice. Maybe he tastes nice. Maybe we want to taste him. The beast crawls and shakes inside your head.
Calm down. I don't say that aloud. Just thinking it.
It's my absolute pleasure. I am Jonathan Black. I've been sent here by His Majesty of Berlin, Sebastian Hasberg, and I heard there was a get-together here tonight, and I was hoping to meet the Prince of Boston. Will he be here this evening?
Oh, I'm afraid that you've come to the wrong place. Unfortunately, the prince has not been invited to this little gathering tonight. Only the special ones have.
Well, interesting.
Does he look disappointed? You may roll against one another.
Yes,
you can
I would
charm,
like
you can
to.
manipulate, you can do. Now you can start doing the
We're on
charming
the
things.
step, so I can only I mean, I can't do shit to him. I can only roll an insight to what I think he is doing.
Yeah, he can be charming. Do you want to be charming?
Yes, wants to go try to be charming, and then sort of looks,
I'm just trying to read your body language. That's what I'm going for. Like
trying to look somewhere between disappointed but still intrigued.
Well, I'm actually going to give you that on manipulation because you are kind of lying. Are we going to do charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Charisma and...
It's charisma and it's etiquette.
I
Okay.
rolled
Or
4
performance,
on
performance,
just like reading him.
Performance, charisma, performance, or manipulation, performance, where you actually are like, or you're just being charming.
Yeah, I'm
Your target is going to be 6.
Yeah, I'm putting on a little heavy, but just like not too heavy. Just like trying to be like the European, because he's been around Europe for a while. So it's
But the
kind of like
prince, you say?
6 is your target.
Every dice is above a 6, so.
Well,
six.
then he has 5 successes. I'm guessing 5 or 6 successes.
6 successes.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 6s,
Do you
2
wanna?
7s, 9s, and yeah.
Do you wanna be charmed or?
Yeah, I'll be charmed.
Yeah, because he's not a vampire, so you're not feeling fearful.
No, I'm
of
not
him.
expecting him to do anything.
No.
I mean, he's not a threat. He's just flesh
Oh well,
and blood.
then Jonathan, she's looking fascinated, and
Well, you
But
say
I am
everything-
trying to read his body language in terms of what he's saying.
Yep.
Yes.
You say everyone interesting will be here tonight.
Yes, they will.
Hmm.
And I'm
Well-
afraid I do not know where the prince is currently. Probably
Well,
home.
I have
I don't
been
know.
sent here to assess the town and just see, well, not only meeting with the prince, but hoping to meet some of the interesting people. And if they're all here tonight, then maybe I'm highly in luck. Of course, that if I should be allowed on to the premise.
oh, again the
The
beast.
prince,
Oh,
you
we
say?
like this. We like this little treat.
But you
Yeah.
say the prince of where?
Berlin.
Oh, really? Well, I wouldn't be the one disappointing him. In his little.
And in
Wow.
the back of your mind, you know where all the old ones came from.
I do. So
Okay.
I'm a little interested. Because I'm going straight. Aiden, Ophelia.
Yeah. Diana, they all came from
Montgomery,
Berlin.
Diana.
Yeah.
Yep.
All came from
All
Berlin.
of them. Yeah. Well, I think we can expand the guest list a little. Well, it is my party after all. Yes, I think that would be fine. But
You do
do
me a great
behave. I mean, you are, after all, you have not been introduced, and I shouldn't really take you on before you've been introduced to the prince. But
It's not the first
since
time you've
you
done that.
failed to come here and he's not here, that it's just, who cares? If you are as important as you say you are, then who am I to stop you?
If I were to pretend anything of such and wouldn't be it, I'm sure I would be dead in but a moment.
You flatter.
The beast loves this. It's like, yes, he's fun. We keep him. No, let's keep him. The beast said.
Where are you? I'll take you. Actually interlock
yeah,
you
yeah,
with
yeah.
my arm and just lead you in.
The crow
This is,
steps
the
aside and
crow.
looks fascinated. The crow.
Pleasure.
Your name again? I'm sorry.
Jonathan Black. You may call me Mr. Black or just Jonathan. It is up to you.
You've seen the crow. Oh, interesting.
Where are
Can be
you
an interesting
staying?
evening.
I'm staying at the Y.
Really? Are you sure?
Well, that is where the well, it's better be where the reservations have been made, because if not, somebody should be in high trouble.
I'll just like pat his arm.
This is fun. This is fun.
Have you? I'm guessing you have. Have you let Christopher know that you have come to or you were coming to town? Or anyone else? JJ, perhaps. She always fixes all his affairs.
I just need to look at some notes for a moment before I say anything in character. Just like
I know I'm asking a lot.
Yeah. There seem to be. It should have gotten some letters that should have arrived, but clearly they haven't. Since nobody apparently knew I arrived, I did get picked up.
I'm sure the fault is with them, and not you.
Well, the postal service and all of these things, they do sometimes things do tend to be lost. The prince is a little old-fashioned that way. He does not quite trust the electronic post. He goes the old-fashioned way.
That seems to be the problem with most of them. You will see, if you stay here for a little longer, you will see that we are a more modern city than most. Even the prince.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the back of the prince's mind is just like, yeah. But outside he's calm and composed. I must say, that dress is absolutely lovely.
Oh, this little thing. Thank you. Thank you. I have a dear friend who created this for me.
An absolute artiste.
That she is. Though it was my vision that led the dress. But thank you. Thank you for noticing and thank you for appreciating it.
And how charming he is as you walk in.
It's very charming. Like, I am just letting go of all my security things and everything that is like very like, oh, fuck it. Just inviting you to meet everyone that's important in the vampire world without thinking about it. It's so good.
It's so good. On that note, we're going to have a quick little break. So the ones who need to get a drink and the ones who need to tinkle can do the thing. And when we come back from the break, we're going to check in with the prince. So he doesn't miss out on all the fun. The guest has arrived. And the guest he's here to shake some shit up. We'll see what the guest do.
I feel so guilty already. Fuck.
Why?
I'm loving all of this. I'm here for it. This is gonna be great. So we'll be back in just a few. So bye. See you in a minute. Hi, and welcome back from the break. And as you dear viewers now know, we have our guest. He is here, and he's here to stir some shit up, hopefully. And now we have two princes to deal with, so it's going good so far. I'm here for it, and I hope you are as well. We're going to jump into the scene with the prince, as he now has been desperately calling Kitty Cat, not that prince, the other prince.
Oh, yeah, so the fake.
The lesser one.
The OG prince.
The OG prince.
Oh, yes, the corpse.
Amber has yet to get back to you.
Well, she needs to contact Kitty Cat first and foremost, so that's not too worried. Oh, well. Do some dictaphone recordings for JJ about info about the applicants for personal assistant that he needs. See how that's going, and yeah, some general housekeeping things to do.
Your phone rings.
Yeah, take the phone, answer.
The first phone call is you hear the sweet voice of Callisto. Dear Prince.
Good evening, Miss Callisto.
I am saddened to hear you will not attend this evening's presentation.
No, I have unfortunately prior engagements. Plus, it's more important that you make friends with the Queen. She's the one who felt aggrieved by the slight infringement.
I feel that something has happened to you. I feel I should see you soon.
Well, I'm sure that could be arranged. Tomorrow night, perhaps, if you're available.
Oh, but the night is still young, and the presentation will not last forever. May I call upon you after?
Inside his beast is like, yes, say yes, say
Ah,
yes.
do
And
a
he's like,
composure, you motherfucker. Sorry, my friend.
say yes.
This is not PG. This is not PG.
What is it you roll? Resolve
Murder.
composer or
Hmm?
compulsion and what? Just pure compulsion or resolve and
A
compulsion?
resolve composure. Because she's basically, she's like offering it up. Not that! No!
3 successes is like, but yes, well, why don't you call me afterwards and we'll see if we cannot make some time.
Oh, excellent, Prince. I think I'm supposed to be there for you somehow. It's something rattling in my bones.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you, my dear.
And you, sweet Prince.
Well, enjoy the meeting and hope it all goes well.
I hope so, and we'll speak after. As soon as she is hung up, the phone rings again.
He's like standing there with a handkerchief.
You snapped back into, like, because the beast's like, yes, we will eat her, we will consume her. Yeah, they're bad. They're not.
And then he
they're
answers.
bad. I'm looking at Daniel going, they're bad. They're bad. They're bad. They're bad. They're bad. Yeah. No, you're not. You have it, Jonathan. You suck.
He answers.
Your phone rings again.
Yeah, he answers.
It's the ghoul. My liege, they are saying I'm not supposed to get it. They said he's like, they said no.
Siobhan is stalling as usual. Just come back. Don't worry about it. I'll deal with it with her later.
Have I failed you, my liege?
No. Miss
You hear a
Price,
very
on the other
scared
hand, yeah. No, you have not. But Miss Price, on the other hand, has been a very naughty lady.
He's like, yes, it's not me. Score.
No, not at all.
He doesn't say that.
Why don't you take the rest of the evening off? You've been working hard lately. You deserve some time off.
Oh, my liege, I thank you. Of course, I have my phone at the ready if you would ever need me during the evening.
Excellent, excellent. What a good evening.
You too, my liege.
He hangs up. Oh, poor bastard. To be a little pawn. Oh, well.
The life of a ghoul. It's exciting. Well, the last little information then is Masters doing anything else?
He's unrestful. He's got an unquiet mind. Something's wrong. Something's wrong in this city. He can't put his finger on it, but something is definitely wrong.
There's always something wrong.
Why, oh, why didn't I join the Anarchs? Oh well, always time for that, I guess. No, I think he's got it done. He's got what he needs. Callista's gonna come over. Well, we should make certain arrangements. Actually, no. Best to stay in the mansion. JJ will have a cow if I leave.
You're his babysitter, JJ.
But that might make her happy. Yes. He calls up another one of his schools. He needs for him to get some equipment, on a GPS tracker. Yes.
Of course, my liege.
Have it concealed somehow, either as something a person can innocuously wear.
Of course. It will be done, my liege.
Excellent.
On that note, the camera's going to pan out as these undead things, these kindreds, these vampires that have been invited. They gather in this very lavish part of the Boston's Museum of Fine Arts in a more private room. There is an Egyptian exhibition in the Museum of Fine Arts as well, so you walk through to the Jonathan.
It's like mingle. I'm guessing just like mingling there before you enter
Yeah.
this more.
And that is a part of the creature that writes Jonathan appreciates. It's art, it's culture, it's innovative, it's old beauty from a time past where things were better understood. Not these little computery thingies or like lights and cars. This is handmade. You can see the beauty of the statues and the beauty of the glyphs. It's almost making you feel homesick. It's almost a little painful to look at these old things, knowing how beautiful your homeland is and how horrible this place is. Struggling for a minute to keep the mask of Jonathan. As these undeads, grey and uninteresting as they are, and you see the Queen has arrived, and she has this William, this Adam, or whatever the hell she called him, but he's got fun things in his face. That you do appreciate, because that is not an undead magic. That is old magic. That is the wild magic. That's from the other place. It's close to your place. It's adjacent to the dreaming. There's a little bit wilder magic. A little bit more dark and a little bit more uncontrolled. But he's fascinating to look at. They swirl and they speak to you almost. You don't understand the language, but you understand the intent. He's bound. He's a vessel. Interesting. Cute. Like you have no sympathy for this thing, so
no.
you don't give a shit. There's other creatures around, the undeads. I don't know how focused he is on them, because like how interesting, except for when a very interesting woman comes in with a man. And as they come in, you almost hear the Queen whisper behind you, Casta. He's got white long hair, a beautiful ruby-coloured suit. He walks with a cane, and one eye is dead. He's 40, maybe more. But the girl, on the other hand, she's got the sight. She would be one of the persons you would take across the hedge. Because she's gifted. She's got magic. She's got the sight. She is interesting. She could be useful. She could, if you could spin beautiful things from the color of her hair, the color of her eyes, she could be used. She could be harvested. She could be changed. She could be a gift to your father.
I think as Jonathan sort of probably catches himself right before he just stares a little too long.
Yeah, because as they walk in, she catches your eye, but she smiles, and she smiles so warmly and so confidently. It's almost endearing.
For a moment, he just forgets that he's in a room full of corpses, and that he's...
You can roll willpower, because I'm going to keep him to the same standards I keep you. You roll
Yes.
as many points as you have in willpower.
Yep.
You roll it. I'm going to give you the difficulty of 8.
Difficulty of 8. Okay.
He's a creature too, so
Yep.
he gets also punished.
Special when
that
it's Callisto.
was almost amazing.
You only need
4.
1. Oh, jeez, you had 4 8s. Yeah, but then you you look at her and you just her hair is to her waist and she is, but you don't really see that because she is quite beautiful. She's striking, but that's not what you see. You see the essence of her. You see her like you this, but you could be more. But she could be breaking down into interesting things, or she could be changed, like changeling changed.
Yeah.
So for a minute, it almost like you can feel like the Prince of Daggers step forward. Almost like I could take you to the other side, to the dreaming. But then it's like, shit! Undeads! On a mission!
And he's like, fuck, I can't just bringing her home isn't enough. I need to do the other thing.
But it's like, you can like, pin that, that might be a good thing to...
Yeah. If I have the opportunity, bring the thing.
Bring the thing. And the last thing is the room goes quiet as you are venturing into the exhibition hall where Casta... Okay, sorry.
Sorry. I wanted before because obviously I will
Yep.
say hello to everyone else and then I'll just excuse myself for like a moment and I will send Chris a text warning him about a potential prince, German, whatever, and his now goal. Yes.
So as you are, I'm gonna that cutscene like this was a TV series. Like on one part of the screen, you see everybody sitting down. Like the Queen sits down with her little William, and this new guest, the ghoul, sits beside or very close to Shiv, I guess.
Probably.
And the rest of the invites, the weird.
Jesus, I'm so fucked.
Yeah. As this Philip Castor enters the stage with Callisto, and they speak of the Red Mummy, and times past. And at the same time, as Chris sits there, a text message clicks in from Siobhan. Ghoul. Belongs to the Crown Prince of Berlin. Habsburg. Jonathan Black.
That's all I need. More old ones meddling. Can't I just hear the call and go off? Is he staying at the Y? And if so, may you grant me access to his room?
Yes. Well,
I do not
why
trust,
and why?
I do not trust the timing, and I send it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The last little thing, Jonathan and the Prince of Daggers in the corner of his eyes. You see one of these things, these undeads and humans are so fucking interested in. This with the thingies and the wordy thingies, and it's the banality of it. It's almost like it insults your senses. It's like you just don't want to deal with it. It's ugh. Ush.
he just thinks to himself, "We already got the flame. Why do we need all these other lights?"
It's like, how trivial, how banal. Ugh. And if they only knew the beauty of things. And on that little note, we're gonna end this episode.
Welcome. And I hate you and what you're doing to my character and what you're going to do to his character, but I'm excited.
Yes, this is very interesting. I don't know if he's going to be manage his task or not. That's going to be up to the whole
I
thing
don't know
with
if
dice
I
gods.
hope he will do that or not. I can't decide.
I'm like 50,
Yeah.
like halfway. Like if you can manage halfway, actually.
Kill Caster,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
what
at
if
So we
least-
can
at least
kill
solve the
Listo.
headache.
So Callista can be free,
Yeah, well,
and then
then
we can deal with
someone
her.
would need
Yeah,
to take
no, that
care
part,
of her.
no.
No,
No,
but what
no.
if he takes Callisto with him?
No, he does not. Nope. She's ours, one way or the other.
That'll
And I don't know
depend.
who she's going to be, but one of us.
Everybody wants a piece of Callisto.
I
Everyone.
think Chris is having romantic dreams about moonlight strolls in
And
the city
eating
of
Callisto.
Naples.
Yeah.
I can send back the parts I don't need.
Did I say these are not good guys? They're fun though. But they're not good
I mean,
guys.
I want to save her. So he wants to kill him, eat her, and he wants to
No.
He just wants
change.
to elevate her. Or
I mean,
maybe...
she could be so much more.
So I'm
Now
the
she's
only
just,
good guy.
No.
Again.
Yeah,
again.
we want to see your green card, pal. I got a feeling you're not here legally.
Well, on that note, thank you so much, beautiful players. You make this experience insanely fun, and I am blessed. Even with the Daniel is an amazing player, and he's also an amazing storyteller, and I have massive trust in him. And as you can see, he leans in. He is a yes and kind of player. So this is gonna be a hell of a ride. The guest has arrived. Welcome to the play.
Thank you.
On that note, dear viewers, please follow, likes, and comments. We do much appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe and take care of one another. Because these guys, I'm sure, will not. Characters, not players. Characters, not players. Until next time. Bye. Oh my god, that was deep. I saw.